Rumors have been floating around for quite some time now, flirting with the idea of a remaster and or remake of the GTA Trilogy, that being GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. So much so that during a conference call last night, the CEO of Take-Two, Straussy McDuck, was asked about it.
It seems like there is a huge audience of people that have probably never played GTA 4 or any of the other prior GTA games that came out before that. Obviously, there's a huge appetite for GTA content, and how, what's your perspective there in terms of thinking about, remastering prior games?
I'm kind of inclined to leave it more as a statement than a question, and any updates on our release schedule will come from Rockstar Games.
The most important part about this one is that he didn't say no. He told us to essentially stay tuned for Rockstar to say anything about it. Now, I know, this sounds all a little bit too much like I'm trying to push a theory about the Earth being flat, aliens coming down to probe us all, and that mothers don't actually exist in GTA Online. But hear me out for a bit. I personally think that it's very much possible that we will be getting something like this happening, and if it does, how should the remake look and or stick to the original? Let's discuss.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
GTA 3 is turning 20 years old this year, and yes, it does make me feel older than I would like to admit. When GTA 3 turned 10 years old, Rockstar did pay tribute to the game's legacy with Q&As, a bunch of new merch, and a mobile version of the game. And the same was also done for Vice City and San Andreas. They gave the mobile version treatment to Liberty City stores as well, but unfortunately, Vice City stores never really got the love it deserved. Some say it was because of Phil Collins having a likeness in the game, and he would probably need more money to fund another divorce. Or it was simply because Liberty City stores didn't sell as well as they had hoped. With those releases, there were undoubtedly a new generation of people who got to experience those games for the first time, especially since it was on mobile and you could still use the train on your way to work without the risk of death. Fast forward 10 years later and the new generation of 10-year-olds are making your ears bleed when you're trying to play some GTA Online in peace. These kids, and obviously people that have actually grown up to an age where their balls have dropped, might have never played the trilogy either, because, well, they never bothered or they simply didn't know it was available. And well, there's also people like myself who wouldn't really mind replaying the game again for a 15th time and seeing it in a 2021 version looking all fancy and stuff. Going back to some more facts for a second, remakes have become more and more common in recent years. Resident Evil 2 and 3, Mafia 1, Final Fantasy 7, Spyro, and Crash Bandicoot, just to name a few. Final Fantasy 7 I can't really comment on as I haven't personally played it, but the others I have. And every single one of them was a massive leap forward from its original. I personally never played those games, and aside from Spyro, I fell in love with them, and in the case of Resident Evil, I ended up playing almost all the others. Hell, it made me buy and look forward to Crash Bandicoot 4, and now I'm looking forward to play Resident Evil 8. In the case of Mafia 1, I never played it and I always meant it, considering the fact that I had played Mafia 2 and 3 and enjoyed those games as well. And from a business point of view, of course, they sell well. Resident Evil 2 Remake sold a whopping 7.2 million copies, for example. Resident Evil 3 I believe was 3 million, and well, in the case of Take-Two, Mafia 1 had also sold a lot more than expected. So Take-Two too is seeing the strength of a good remake as well. And we all know what happens when something sells well in the gaming market. Alright, let's go, more of them, more. Polish them, develop, go, 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 go! The trend will continue. As for the remakes themselves, Rockstar is going to have a very difficult task at hand. Because these games are held so close to people's heart, that removing a song from Flash FM or Emotion in Vice City will most likely cause some riots. how would they go about the voice actors of the game? Would motion capture be used to redo all the cutscenes? If so, the issue of someone like Ray Liotta becomes a problem. For example, he doesn't particularly like Rockstar, and well, good luck trying to get him into a motion capture suit. Some voice actors have also sadly passed away. So how would they go about all that stuff? Would they still have the rights to all those voiceovers and whatnot? Changing anything in terms of voices, radio stations, or even something particular about the world or a mission could ruin the entire thing. Having spoken a little bit about this on stream, some people in chat did suggest that they could use the original voice lines and just have someone else do the mocap for it, which probably would be the best and safest way to go about it. Luckily, one main character won't have this problem, because it's not like Cloud will suddenly learn how to speak after 20 years of saying nothing. All jokes aside for a second, I think it's very much possible we will be able to get a remake of the GTA 3 trilogy. With the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X out of the wild now, and becoming increasingly difficult to get your hands on, and 140 million copies of GTA 5 sold, there's a whole new generation of players who never got to experience those games or haven't simply bothered, and giving them this kind of love after so many years would just be straight up fantastic. Could you just imagine a remake of the GTA 3 Liberty City map with updated buildings and reflections, and essentially just making it look at least as good as Mafia 1 did, and having that sort of makeover? And you could potentially even have a map of its own when you press the pause button and you can see where you're going. Wait, no, actually, no, that would ruin the game. And we didn't have a map in the original. We cannot have it in the remake. It would ruin the game entirely. It's a minuscule detail. We cannot change it. Discuss in the comments what you think. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and if you really like what you see on the channel, consider becoming a member, like Chloe, Robert, the Crazy Brit, and Dr. Strange Love. Join them by clicking the join button down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all later.
Like it says in the book, we are blessed and cursed.
What fucking book?
Same things make us laugh, make us cry.